Hey everybody, I'm Rihanna Fisher and today I'm here with my parents. This is Sheila Fisher and this is Ryan Fisher, and today we are going to be finding out how they got where they are and how they successfully own and operate their business. So tell us a little bit about your guys' story.
My name's Ryan Fisher, and I grew up in Fay, South Dakota. I met Sheila in 1980 in kindergarten. We dated in high school, and then we came down to Rapid City to go to college. I got a degree at Western Dakota in business.
And I went to Western Dakota and went my first year for early childhood education. It was a 9-month course, and then I went back the following year after I graduated from that for business marketing and management, and that was 2 years. It was an associate's degree.
So what jobs did you guys get after college and what were you working during college?
During college, I did a little bit of construction work, and then on weekends I'd go back home and help my dad at his shop, which was like an automotive parts store, repair facility, salvage yard.
While I was going to college for early childhood, I worked at daycare centers. We had we had to do practicums, so we had to go to different daycare centers in town and put in a certain amount of hours every week in order to graduate. So I did that.
And what jobs did you guys do after college?
I went to work for a used car dealer in Rapid City.
And after we graduated, I started working at a daycare here in Rapid City.
What made you start your own daycare after that?
Well, I worked at that daycare for almost a year, and I was making, back in that time, I think minimum wage was like $5.25 an hour. And I worked there, and then I had a baby, or we had a baby. And after he was born, they gave me a discount, but I think it was like $1.75 an hour for him to be there. And after I figured out the hours that I was working and what I was getting paid, it didn't really pan out for the time that I was spending there. So I decided to start my own daycare in our home.
And you said you worked at a car dealership after college. You worked for somebody. What made you decide that you wanted to start your own car dealership?
So after working for that operation for 3 years, I just felt I wasn't getting anywhere, and I knew I could do it on my own. So one day I quit my job and took my month's paid vacation, and I rented a lot down the street and went home and told my wife that we were going to start a car dealership.
What was your reaction when he told you that?
Well, I remember him walking up the stairs that night. It was after I had closed the daycare down, and he walked up the stairs, and he came in and he told me, he said, I did something that you might not be very happy about. Don't be upset. And I asked what it was, thinking it was going to be something worse than what it was. And then he just told me that he quit his job, walked down the street to a place that he rented on his credit card, and we were going to start a used car lot. And at that point, he had already done it. There was nothing that I could say or do that would change his mind of doing it. So I just told him, I said, well, that's fine. I said, we'll just make it work.
So what year was that when you decided to start your own car lot?
It was December of 2000, and I opened my first dealership on Campbell Street, and I had about 10 cars. So it was a pretty small operation. We slowly grew. In 2002, we bought our first property on East North, and we operated a car lot there and on Campbell Street. We ran 2 lots for several months, and then we consolidated into one. And we've just been growing ever since.
Well, in 2005, we bought the other car lot next to the little one,
2006.
or 2006.
Yep. So anyway,
So
we
spent-
we've continued to grow. We started with like 10 cars, and at times we have as many as 95. Sheila no longer runs a daycare. She works with me at the car dealership along with our son Dace, and Rihanna helps out there too.
Yeah, I decided back in, trying to think, the kids Rihanna was almost 5 when I quit doing in-home daycare, and Dace was about 8. And at that time, we had our car lot, and it was getting bigger, and we were expanding, and Ryan was gonna have to hire a secretary to come in and help do the books and stuff. And I said, well, for what we're gonna have to pay her or whoever to do the books and stuff, pretty much what I'm making doing daycare is what we're gonna be paying her. And at that time, our kids were old enough to where they didn't have to go to a daycare because they were already in school. And when they would get out of school, I was able to pick them up and bring them to the car lot with us, and they would be able to help us out, and they kind of grew up there with us.
So, what are some benefits of owning your own business?
Not having a boss.
Being able to come and go as we please. I was able to do a lot of things with my kids that if I worked somewhere else, I probably would have been fired. I was able to go to all of their sporting events, take them to their practices, able to come and go, and if I wanted to leave early in the day to go home and get supper ready or anything, I was able to do that.
So, do you guys have any advice to anybody who is wanting to start their own business?
Well, do it. If you have some dream, chase it. Just do it. The worst thing you can do is not do something, and if it doesn't work out, start over. This is America, so you got that opportunity. So if you want to do something, just do it. That's what I'd say.
That's what I've always said. You never know unless you try. And the worst thing that can happen is you fail, you just start all over. And if you have the desire to succeed, you'll make it work no matter what.
You do end up putting a lot of time in when you own your own business, though. It isn't like someone's always there, and but it's well worth it. The sacrifice is worth the reward. I would if you can start your own business, I would suggest doing it.
I'm definitely happy that we had the opportunity to do it. It gave me the chance to be able to spend more time with my kids, not having to take them to a daycare. I was able to raise them how I wanted them raised, and with me doing daycare, and then as they got older, was able to work in the business with Ryan. And then our kids, when they get out of school or different things, they were able to come there and hang out with us at the car lot and kind of learn the different things. And now that they're older, they're both working there at the car lot with us, and it comes natural to them because that's kind of what they grew up seeing that and doing that.
All right, so I think that's it on how they started their own business and their advice on getting started on owning your own business. So thank you guys for watching, and stay safe.